What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. I hope Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Sr. is taking this fight with Devin Haney as serious as they should take it, because I don't think I don't think it's gonna be as easy a fight as seem like B Norman Sr. kind of thinking. I get why he feel that way, because I had Devin looked in that last fight, but I wouldn't bank on that guy coming in the ring this time. If y'all noticed, ever since they got the little VADA situation kind of covered and got that over with, you ain't heard another word from Devin, which lets me know that he's somewhere with his head down, grinding and training and coming, and he gonna come in there to fight his ass off. I would be Norman Jr. all day, but I would prefer for him to stay away from these cameras, stay away from these interviews. I feel like he's done enough already. Let his father handle that shit. If people want to keep talking about this, about that, I would like to see B. Norman Jr. just lock all the way in, because he need to expect the best version of Devin Haney to come out there that night. Every you know, Brian Norman, he don't have a lot to lose in this fight other than his championship. He finna make the most money he ever made. He gonna have more eyes on him than ever before, which is gonna increase his popularity, which is gonna help with his purses going along. But he got to go in there and he got to not only show up for the fight, he got to go in there and close the deal. And I think right now it's time for him to lock all the way in. He's done enough interviews in my mind to lock in and not really fuck with no more reporters or nothing until maybe the week, maybe fight week or the last 2 weeks of training camp, when the fight is right there. I don't like, I just prefer him to stay away from doing too much talking about the fight. Just lock in and go show and prove when you get in the ring. I don't want him to talk himself into a position where he feel like he got to fight a different way or get outside of whatever game plan they coming in there with. I feel like let Pops go out there and chop it up with these dudes. After this fight, you can talk your ass off. But this is going to be the biggest fight of his career so far, the biggest payday of his career. He need to be locked in, and he need to go in there to do damage from round 1 to round 12, because if it go to the scorecards, he could get robbed. That's just being honest. This, because of Devin's popularity and his father, get next to everybody with some money in the game he can get next to. You gotta be careful when you fighting against a guy like that. And for me, I think the best way to secure a victory is knock Devin ass out. It ain't gonna be easy, but that's what I think. I think you either need to knock him out or do what Ryan did and put him on the deck 2 or 3 times in order to get a fair shake at this shit. Although he's the champion, I would not trust the judging. I just wouldn't. I would go get that motherfucker and get him on up out of there. And I think Brian Norman got the boxing ability and the power to do so. I just think he need to be in 15 round shape. That means when that bell ring from round 1 until however long this fight lasts, in this motherfucker's chest. Get on his ass and stay on it and keep that pressure on him. Hit him with some big shots early and see if where his head at, cause he could catch him early and throw Devin whole fight plan out the window if he still got them ghosts in his head from what happened with Ryan Garcia. So if I'm him and his father, the first thing we doing is going out there and check that chin. We got to go out there and see where this motherfucker head at. And I would just like to see Brian Norman Jr. be in good shape so he can be pressing the action from round 1 to round 12, because he don't, put like this or go out there and jump out there and get a big lead where Devin got no choice but to come forward. Then he can set him up with the big shots. But this cannot be a chess match. He don't want that to happen, and he has got to be the one who dictate what type of fight it's gonna be. So I'm with Brian Norman all day in this fight, but I gotta admit, the fact that you ain't hearing nothing from Devin let you know that motherfucker getting ready. He getting ready to go to war, and I would like the Normans to be on that same type time. You dig? I think Pops can handle the talking. I just want to see Brian Norman Jr. locked all the way in, ready to go get this motherfucker, because he could be the next Evan Holyfield type fighter for the city of Atlanta. I really believe he could be that next big guy, that big boxing champion for the city. I think he already a champ. Now, beating Devin will give him all the credibility in the world, because people can say what they want, but Devin Haney is an A-lister. He top shelf on the boxing thing. He lost, well, yeah, he lost that fight to Ryan Garcia, but one loss don't mean shit to me. One or two of them, especially when you fight good fighters. So it's only this new generation that think being undefeated is everything. That's some that don't mean shit if you ain't fighting nobody. So I like Brian Norman Jr. being 24 years old, taking a fight like this. Boots damn near 30 and ain't had not one of these. So that let me know if he can get if he beat Devin Haney, and especially if he knock him out, if him and Boots ever negotiate, Brian Norman Jr. is the A side in my opinion. Boots ain't done nothing. He hasn't done anything, and he ain't no closer to doing something than he was 4 years ago when he first started getting the hype around his name. The man won't fight nobody real. So B. Norman Jr. can really, if he beat Devin Haney and him and Boots get to negotiating for a fight, you would have to make Brian Norman Jr. the A side. Boots have not fought nobody to he get a lot of love just for looking like he the shit. Straight up, and I just, for me, I just need Brian Norman Jr. locked all the way in and go out there and take Devin out. That'd be I would prefer to see him knock Devin out than try to count on these judges lately, because it been some fucked up scorecards lately in these fights. So, to avoid all that, make him hit the deck. And if you don't knock him out, you got to knock him down a few times. But I think Brian Norman Jr. will knock Devin out in this fight. I think Devin has been known to fall asleep on defense in the middle rounds, like 6, 7, 8. Them rounds right there, he always have a lapse and get caught with big shots. That's when Ryan Garcia really started catching them too. So, once he gets to the middle of the fight, the chance for him to knock Devin out will be there. He just got to be ready, and when he see it, go after his motherfucking ass. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. To the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.